We want to get into the dailies. But this morning, it's a song on my mind. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Vivian, how are you?
Where you grow old there. Where you grow old, your grandchildren.
No.
You wake up in the morning and you be singing.
Oh, man. No, but you bring brightness to the show.
Thank
so
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank
you.
How are you?
I'm well. How are
Super.
you?
Yeah, well, I'm good. I'm well. I'm just fascinated by a lot of the things that are happening in the political space.
I know, right? I know. I know. It's the political season.
It is.
So
it is.
It is what it is. Yesterday we saw some of the presidential aspirants and go for the independent candidates
as well,
go to the EC to officially file and start the real process. So after a bit, we'll see whether they would pass through, the requirements and then appear on our ballot papers.
But there were some notable exceptions from yesterday. I didn't see some people.
Which one?
Where was the yellow movement? Were they there?
No, it's not. They're going to do this till Friday.
Okay.
So tomorrow there'll be another Thursday, and Friday. There are going to be 33 people who have downloaded to go and pick their forms. 39 people downloaded, but 33 have filled the forms and have expressed interest in going to the EC headquarters to officially file. So, I mean, you want to keep your dial and your channel on. ChannelOne TV, and it will bring you everything you need to know on that.
Absolutely. Well, why don't you start with it?
So whilst people were filing, there was some interesting statements in the Ashanti region by the Ghana Bar Association.
Yes. So that was a fantastic one we brought.
I will start with that.
Please go ahead.
The Daily Graphic has that. It says, EC must act with impartiality. President Akufo-Addo, you have a picture of him, the Asantehene, as well as the Attorney General on the front page. Beautiful picture of the three of them over there. And then 8 filed presidential nomination forms still on the front page of the Daily Graphic. And something very troubling happening, in Wale Wale MPP parliamentary rerun. 3 arrested over ballot box snatching. So that's
very unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. I was hoping yesterday everything would have ended and they, officially file whoever won. But hey. Okay.
Well, let me just take us to a few online stories before we come back to some of the papers. So ChannelOneNews.com, UTAG warns of nationwide strike over Galamsey crisis. I love it when these organized labor bodies, for a lack of better word, gang up, to say that put a stop to this, because we saw that with the TUC.
Yeah, we want the TUC and the others
TUC also
join
come on
quickly.
board. That would have an impact, because and I don't know if you saw the videos of what was happening in the Achim area yesterday when the youth they said they stopped 10 different mining companies. Put a stop to it, and I thought, this is what we need to do.
Because their future is in, touches.
But then I thought it was interesting, right? Because we say that there's a lot of people who are unemployed, and that's also driving the Galamsey. But guess what? It's the youth who are supposedly unemployed who said no, stop it. So it's an interesting thing to space to watch.
This thing about the excuse of unemployment is untenable.
I'm not sure that's what it is.
What you use to destroy the lands, you could use it to feed the nation, go into farming. So, I mean, somebody was telling me yesterday about a cocoa farm that was under the rehabilitation project, cocoa rehabilitation project. The land had been reclaimed, the cocoa trees had grown to a point they were about fruiting. And the next day, Galamsey, the people just raised down, all the plants, just like that. I mean, I'm just not looking forward to the figures we see for the cocoa production at the end of the year.
Well,
we'll
it's
see
been
how
dwindling for some years now. But we have a few more. Let me just quickly run through these ones. MPP Wale Wale Parliamentary Primary. Police arrest one person, restore calm. That's what we talked about a little earlier. Free, fair elections won't just happen. Don't just happen. We need to work towards it. This is Prof. Inin. Of course, he was on Point of View yesterday with Bernard Avle. Violence seen as a credible currency in Ghana's elections. Again, Prof. Inin speaking. Akufo-Addo rejects calls for targeted free SHS, urges wealthy families to choose private schools. Okay. Election 2024, NDC to embark on a nationwide protest over voters register. And let me give one final one here. Election 2024, don't announce results before EC Akufo-Addo to political parties. That always raises some tensions and all of that.
So this is what website?
This is from ChannelOneNews.com.
Okay. Do you want to do City Newsroom then? I come to the other page.
Okay, let me just do, there's a couple from the top trending stories here. It says, tell Ghanaians how you would end Galamsey. Prof. Inin challenges Bawumia and Mahama. I think is an important call. Yes, because so far we haven't really heard anything in that regard as far as all the utterances that they've been making. MPP Wale Wale Primary, of course we mentioned that earlier, parliamentary primary disrupted again. Let's take a look at citynewsroom.com briefly. Galamsey, to do nothing is no longer an option. Asante Hene is speaking. Yes, absolutely. Restore trust and confidence to ensure peaceful polls Asante Hene to political parties.
Okay.
And let me give you one more there. MPP parliamentary primary rerun. Police arrest one person and calm has been restored in Wale Wale. So, of course, that election will again be annulled, has again been annulled. And so we're going to find out what's going to happen at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go ahead?
Yes, so let me take you to the Chronicle. The front page, it has the picture of Jean Mensah as well as the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia. It says, I will win December 7th polls.
Okay.
The momentum is on the side of the MPP. Bawumia speaking over there. And also, this one says, prayer and fasting won't make you prosperous if... And then finally on the Chronicle, Dami pleads with Parliament to pass criminal offences bill. So that's on the front page of the Chronicle. And on the back page, the sad one of Ghana football. Ghana stumbles again with draw against Niger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those of you who still have...
you know, you see, the day I will start believing in Ghana football is the day that we will start our grassroots football development nationwide properly. Yeah. Otherwise, listen, there's no magic trick to this. It's a very simple issue. There's something that brought us where the laurels we got. If you don't go back to it, you are not getting it.
You're not getting there.
Like that. Yeah. Anyway, Ghanaian Times says, Bawumia, Mahama, others file nominations to contest December 2024 presidential poll. This is regarding the race for Jubilee House. Galamsey menace. Government secures conviction of 76 Galamseyers, including 18 foreigners, and this is coming from the Attorney General. Now, we also know that those you find in the pits are not the real problem.
Oh, yeah. The big guys behind.
Those who find in the pits, as soon as you arrest them, they can always find the same number you have arrested will be found and replace the ones you have arrested.
So we're saying pick up the big boys.
Pick up those who are the financiers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Don't declare election results ahead of EC. President cautions political parties and Catholic bishops urge EC to ensure impartial, lawful electoral process during December polls.
Okay. The Daybreak has something interesting. It says, coming up, shocking list of state officials, including top personalities at the Jubilee House, who are complicit in illegal mining Galamsey, to be dropped soon.
List?
Yes.
We should be watching the Daybreak.
We are waiting. They usually come and tease us and then that will come out of it.
We are waiting.
So that's the big one in front of the
We want to see
Daybreak.
that list.
Yeah. Freedom in truth is their tagline. Also, in front of the Daybreak, they say era of judgment deaths over. This is Attorney General Dami speaking over there.
All right, the Daily Guide says NDC's corruption claims politically motivated. That's the president speaking there. 850 standing trial for Galamsey. Why do we have 850 people standing trial? Why? We just picked up, what was the number that we give?
170 that have been convicted, or which one?
No, 76
76,
convictions.
yeah.
We have 850. Okay, but I wonder what duration this is, because
well,
we should fast track some of these things.
You have to allow the law to take its course. I mean,
yeah, but
till proven guilty, you should let them go through the process.
I agree. But we used to have fast track courts.
Yes, we don't know whether this is under that or
I'm just
not.
thinking that Galamsey is a serious problem. So we should also start this fast track, court system that we used to have.
That.
Yeah, because there was a driver court that was a fast track court before in Dandakufo. I remember it was a very
that was a fast track court.
Play games right now.
No,
24 hours you've been prosecuted. Anyway, Mahama others file nominations. GBA confers lifetime award on Akufo-Addo, and Bawumia show of victory after filing nomination.
Okay. The business analyst says we lack political will to fight Galamsey. Former Minerals Commission CEO says that's Dr. Tony Alban. And then also T-bill yields remain high. Government's heavy borrowing on domestic market continues. Cocoa Board announces new cocoa price September 10. And then the Attorney General again is saying that Ghana has saved over 15 trillion in judgment debts. So that's that.
All right. The Anchor newspaper has a very disheartening headline. Government will not ban responsible small-scale mining. Minister assures, calls for collective action to protect water bodies. Vivian.
Yes, sir.
It feels like more talk shop. Because you see, we are at a point where I believe we need to have a complete moratorium on any form of small-scale mining.
Halt everything.
Halt everything.
Declare
everything.
a state of...
And I think we should declare for 2 years.
Take it from
everything. Nobody's allowed to go near any place under the pretext of, what do you call that, the prospecting, whatever, nothing, zero. It should end.
Exploration,
a clear 2 to 4 years. For me, that is what we need to do. This, we will not ban. It means you are joking. It means the whole effort of, let's stop. It won't end. Because this is the same type of jokes that we've did. We brought community mining, all kinds of gimmicks. Anyway, so that's what the minister is assuring there. MPP in good shape to win 2024. December poll, Bawumia speaking. Gabriel Pia eyes Nook secretary post, and these are some of the headlines on the front page of the Anchor newspaper.
Okay, quickly, let me take you to the New Republic. It says, unite for purpose. Sorry, unfit for purpose. Unfit for purpose.
Okay.
Forensic audit demanded after EC caught in voters register rigging. So that's the New Republic.
Okay. The Hawk newspaper says 72% of tanker drivers on slave wages. I'm curious.
I thought
I'm curious of what wages those
after
are.
After the strike, they amended the wages. You know, they declared some strike some months back.
There was some time ago,
and they nearly brought everything to a standstill in terms of the petroleum sector.
No, I'll read the story a little later just to see what the slave wages are. Kwame CID unveils new clinic and quarters for Tabosre. Okay. We have an SMQ, a harmful show, claims Insane rich love. Rich love will draw there. I saw a video of her explaining why NSMQ is not a good thing and all that. It was very,
wavy.
Yeah. I thought it was a bit strange, but yeah. But she was very vociferous, in explaining her position. Otiko accuses Ghana of gender bias, and Alan shuts door on MPP for good. No way back, roars Ohene in tow. All right, so that's the Hawk newspaper.
Okay, and finally from me, Economy Times says job availability up by 2.4% first half of 2024, and cocoa farmers expect 45% price increase.
All right, so we'll go back to the Hawk newspaper, and it says here the 72% of tanker drivers on slave wages. The Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy has blown the lid of shocking working conditions in Ghana's petroleum sector with a new report that exposes tanker drivers being outrageously underpaid and exploited. The explosive findings, part of the Petroleum Industry Employee Welfare Survey, paint a grim picture of Ghana's tanker drivers, essential workers keeping the nation's fuel flowing, struggling on shockingly low wages without basic protections. Now, Ghana's petroleum downstream sector, a cash cow raking in a staggering 71 billion Ghana cedis for the economy in 2023, is a whopping 8.4% of GDP, is now being slammed for its treatment of the 10,000 tanker drivers who risk life and limb transporting petroleum products across the country. Now, while the bosses get fatter, these drivers are left struggling on pitiful wages, with many of their most basic rights ignored. Now, here's the juicy details. The damning report reveals that 72% of tanker drivers earn a measly 1,000 to 2,000 Ghana cedis per month.
Wow.
Yeah.
1,000 to 2,000 cedis a month.
Yes. So less than 2,000 Ghana
Tanker
cedis
drivers
per month. Yeah. Wow. Barely enough to keep their families fed. Just 4% are lucky enough to earn over 3,000 Ghana cedis.
That's serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened to those negotiations which
No,
led to the
No, it means that
increase?
their problem was even worse before.
So this is a new figure?
This is a new report, yeah. It's a new finding. Anyway, so this is what we have here. The story is in the middle
and
of
they
the
agreed to the new figures?
Because it's better than the old one.
If they agreed to it.
It must have been.
If they were able to bring the industry to a standstill, to get their owners to change, they should have negotiated for better
more,
wages.
yeah.
But hey.
So that story is on page 7 of the Hawk newspaper. You can go grab
Okay,
it. Yeah.
so let me take you to the Daily Graphic. It has two big stories, one to do with President Kufuor on the elections at the Ghana Bar Association's annual general conference, as well as the filing of presidential nominations forms, and then the Wali NP parliamentary rerun. So let me start with the president. He says, President Nana Akufo-Addo has charged the Electoral Commission to conduct the December 7 polls with impartiality, independence, and integrity. He said the EC had a critical role to play as the body charged to oversee the electoral process, and it must, quote, ensure that the process is fair to all parties and the results reflect the true will of the people, unquote. Quote again, the Commission should also ensure that all logistical arrangements are in place to facilitate a smooth voting process, and any dispute that arise are handled expeditiously and transparently, unquote. President Kufuor gave the charge at the annual conference of the Ghana Bar Association in Kumasi yesterday. Now, the conference on the theme Peaceful, Fair and Transparent Elections, the Key to Sustainable Democracy, attracted members of the legal profession, leadership of legal and judicial institutions, including members of the Judicial Council, justices of the Supreme Court retired and in active service, justices of other superior courts of judicature, and the ministers of state.
All right. The ABC News on the inside, page 5, says here, Ghana Water Company Limited backs health workers' call for small-scale mining ban. All right. The Ghana Water Company Limited in the central region has joined calls to put pressure on the government to stop small-scale mining in the country. Now, according to the company's public relations officer, Nana Yao Barnier, the company is struggling to purify water due to the high turbidity levels, which exceed the system's original capacity. Speaking on Joy News' news file, he stressed the need to halt these activities before the company is forced to resort to stronger purifiers to make the water safe for consumption. Now, when asked whether he supports the calls by the Ghana Medical Association for the president to issue an absolute ban to end Galamsey, he said, "I very much agree with them. In fact, the aim of Ghana Water Company in bringing out this statement is that attention should be drawn to it so that Galamsey on river bodies, Ghana Water Company wants to see the Galamsey stopped entirely." And he said this on September 7th. Yeah, so, I mean, for me, it's a simple decision. It has to completely end. And it has to end till we see proper recovery of our water bodies.
Yeah.
Except we see clear waters, we cannot resume any form and use that time to decide how we want to